God bless you once again, and you are highly welcome today to this wonderful occasion, to this lecturing occasion, to this educational occasion, to this sensitizing occasion, to this liberation movement with us, the IPOB Truth Bearers with Biafra Sunday School of the 49th season of its kind, and today is 5th of this month of March 2023. So we hereby greet you good afternoon on the behalf of this wonderful platform. We say thank you for giving us your attention once again for today. And we say may God bless you as a freedom fighter, as a lover of the truth, as also not only a lover of the truth, as a patronage of the truth, and a lover of freedom, a lover of justice, equity, and uprightness, and a lover of the good for everyone. And if you have this kind of mindsets, you are Christ-like, and you are doing the will of God in that aspect, because that is the will of God. That is God's intent. God has said that his thought for us is not for evil, but for good, that it may be well with us and not to destroy us. And that is the reason he asks us to do some certain things, asking us to avoid doing some certain things, because he is guiding us even beyond our comprehension. So that is the case we are having among us. Among us, humanity, many people are selfish, and the selfish ones are the majority. The gullible are among the selfish majority. These are the people who do not really know their right from their wrong, but they claim to know it all. Some people went to school to acquire misleading knowledge, misleading information, misleading education, and applying such misleading education into their services, they begin to mislead many other people whom they can influence, who follow them, who believe them sheepishly. This is exactly what has been going on. And the foundation of all this is colonization. Colonization is educational. Colonization is misleading. Colonization is extortional. Colonization is so selfish. And the colonization is a satanic ideology. It is not God's ideology, and it is not made to benefit humanity, but to ruin the destiny and future of humanity of our generation. So we have come to realize this fact. That is the reason we are struggling. We are struggling, if not by the grace of God, to liberate ourselves and to extend our efforts of liberation to many other people, starting from Biafra land and to the rest of the world. So we have also experienced the latest. Now our stage of a broadcast and education is have entered a new pace and a new phase, a new dimension. Priorly, we have shouting no election in Biafra land, no obedience movement, no what. Now we are on the aftermath of the whole incident, because I told you last time that if our people make the mistake of going to vote, I will also come here to talk about their mistakes, to talk about the consequences, the aftermath of the election. That is where we are now. As you know, our programs are developed from matters arising. So matters have been arising. There are varieties of videos. If we want to play up to 100 videos today, we can play, but we have to minimize everything and play as little or as few as we can, for us to carry people along, to be hinting on the whole matters. Those who ask you to ignore us to go and vote are nowhere to be found today. Lisa Njoko is nowhere to be found today. Many of them, all of them who were shouting obey and obedient, we told them, not because we hate them, not because we hate Biafrans, not because we hate humanity, but because we know the secret that they do not know. We know that Nigeria is built on a faulty foundation, that unless the system is changed, vote, your PVC, your Obi cannot change anything. If Obi can change anything, he will start by reclaiming, by just reclaiming his a wonderfully won election. Actually, I told you that even before the beginning of the election, if the election is legitimately conducted, the OB had already won the election before it was voted. Everybody knows this. But how is it that after him winning the election, the cabal broke his hand and hijacked the election by rigging and giving it to his opponent, Tinubu? And the logicians will say, what is my evidence? What is my evidence? And there are varieties of evidence. And in this case, you cannot know that Nigerian government do not obey their own law. They do not obey their own law, and it is impossible for a government that does not obey rules of law to give you what you really need to prosper. And you believe that when Obi enters there, that they will not allow Obi to enter there if Obi really have good intention for the people. That is what we are telling you. Even though I am not a one Nigerianist, I am a Biafran, and I am fighting for Biafra sovereignty. But the reason I talk about the issue of Nigeria is because the issue of Nigeria is the thing hindering the Biafra restoration. That is the reason. And because we love you, we will always come to tell you where you are getting it wrong, where you are erring, and the proper things you must do if you really want to be free. Because if you continue to dance to the tone of your oppressor, you can never be free. We told you that the politicians, the Nigerian politicians, are the setters of this game you are going into. Them and the Britain and the rest of the collaborating communities outside of Nigeria for the oppression, corruption, and the colonization going on in Nigeria are the game setters. And you can never compete with them in their own game, not to talk of defeating them. So let me stop for now. Don't forget, I am your serviceable servant evangelist, Imakalo, who else from Ahafia and domiciled in the city of Valencia, Spain, from where you are hearing my voice. So I will pass the microphone to my comrades. My comrade, starting from comrade Mama Patricia. Mama Patricia, take over the microphone. If you're not available, okay. She's available. Introduce yourself just within 5 to 7 or 8 minutes at most. Then giving your word to Biafrans. Later on, veteran will take over.
All right. Thank you, Collins. God bless you. Good day, Biafrans. You're highly welcome in this very day that we have come again, because we have taken an oath. We have vowed to be among the warriors of God that will fight for the cause of God's project. And we are following our leader, His Excellency, Lord Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the indefatigable, incorruptible, whiter than white soul servant that God mandated. And we are seeing it today, that every word that God passed over to him, which he spoke out to our hearing, have made us unstoppable, have made us victorious, have made us to stand at the gate and speak to our enemies, because they can find nothing in our hands. Today, I think it's very clear to all the zoological indigenes, plus our Biafra, whom the Lord sent his servant to come and redeem. It's all clear now that which was spoken, which was announced, which we kept on from our leader to announce to their hearing, that election in Nigeria is as good as taking a pistol and shooting yourself on your skull. because that does not bring you freedom, but death. It is now clear to everybody, even the most dumb person existing in the zoo can now understand and believe with us that that zoo the British bought from Niger Oil Company to giving it Nigeria wasn't meant for existence of any human being, not even animals, not even the tree, not even water. You can see it in the areas where they are stealing their oil and looting everything they can lay hands on. It wasn't meant for human being. And Mazi told us that the earlier you realize that your PVC does not matter, but what is in charge is the INEC Fulani slave terrorist that counts and puts the people they want to put. Those are the important things that you should put in your head. That was why Mazi said we should all remove our hands and feet, everything about us. We should cut it off. And he said we have crossed the Rubicon. Never, never again. Signed and sealed. Didn't we all hear him when he said no election, neither in Biafra land, which he started, because charity begins at home, to the rest of other places. We didn't hear him. We thought we are smart, intelligent, intellectuals. He gave us all these names so that everyone will go and, write his name where he will belong to. The classes are there. If you are under Fulefu, your class is there. There's no problem. You are under intellectual, your class is there. No problem. You are under irredeemable fool, your class is there. There's no problem about it. Mazi, he has instituted this kingdom, this project that God gave him, and everything is flowing as he's saying it. So you have seen it, what you have caused to yourself, because a prophet, once he has spoken it, the word cannot come back. All you have to wait and see is the fulfillment of those words spoken, because surely it must come to pass. So this afternoon, we are here again to continue, because we will never relent. Never, never relenting is not in our diary. We will be like our leader, uncompromising, unrelenting, and we'll be bringing out this gospel of truth with every honesty and integrity and the perseverance until we get Biafra. There's no human being on earth, not even spirit, that can stop the coming of Biafra restoration, unless God is not involved, because he will push down heaven and earth and bring it to pass. That is his word. Men are meant to be free, and that freedom belongs to those who believe and who work towards the ordinance and commandment of freedom, not the mockers, not the gullible ones, not the agent of darkness that have been planted in us to distract us from facing what we are doing. My name is Patricia, and I'm from Anambra. Anambra is in Biafra land, and Biafra land must come out. We'll get it by the grace of God. Britain, Fulani, and their allies, you have nothing to do with this. You have no say here. Kick it as you want, delay it as you want. At the end, it will come. That's the word of God. Thank you, Collins. Biafrans, that's right.
God bless you, really good. That's a wonderful one, Patricia. We will keep on educating our people, because we cannot get tired. Because when we get tired, it means surrendering our freedom to the oppressors. Veteran, over to you. Just take your time introducing yourself, giving your preliminary word to Biafrans and the humanitarian people of concern from all over the globe.
Thank you, Inimakalu.
God bless you, really good.
I salute you all, the good people of Biafra, lovers of freedom. I salute you all wherever you are. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to sustain you, encourage you, and fill you with the wisdom to forge ahead. We are Biafrans, and we are unstoppable. Our leader, the servant of God, the prophet of our time, made it very clear. And he gave us the key because God gave him that key. And he told us that onye ọbụla Chukwu si ajie jie ndị mmadụ oji ya jie ha. And that is why he gave us the key to freedom, the key to the restoration of Biafra. And that key is consistency. Consistency, perseverance. That is what he handed over to us. Fearlessness before our enemies. It doesn't matter how tall they are. It doesn't matter how wealthy they are. It doesn't matter how huge they are. David, with his catapult, destroyed Goliath. And so with whatever instrument we have in hand, we will also destroy all this enemy around us. Britain, the global community that are supporting the Fulanis, that are supervising the Fulanis, that are supplying them with all their propaganda, with all their blackmailing, with all their arms to overthrow and pick up their investment. We are not in the investment. We are only forced into it. And so we have said enough is enough. We are going back home because there is nothing like home. East, west, north, and south. Home is home. It doesn't matter what you are eating outside. It doesn't matter what you are enjoying outside. You feel more comfortable, more relaxed, freer at your home. And this is why we will never relent until we get to our home, our God-given home. And this is why we are asking him, me kowamara ka ha wekwere, me kowamara na Chineke ikibo. Chineke, the time has come. Make kowamara that we believe in you. That we have no chariots, we have no arms, we have nothing but you. And whoever have you, have everything. The time is now. Already you have demonstrated your power. All those foolish ones, those weak ones, who were dancing with our enemies. Our enemies, I don't even call the Fulanis our enemies. Our enemies are those who are in our midst. And we told them that you are the worst enemies you have. Obi Kerenke, how market now? They offered you, we don't know even what they offered you to come and distract our movement. To come and give whatever the global community is the impression that you are a Biafra, you are Onibo. Obi, rather than tell Nigeria that they have expired since 2014, you went to tell the world that Biafra has expired over 50 years ago. Obi, you went to tell the world that you are not an Igbo man because you are not interested in any religion. Yet the foolish priests and bishops and the pastors and the reverends of Biafra land supported you, carried their congregation to vote for you, stupid man. You enemy of freedom. The bishops who are supposed to know, the idiot bishops of Enugu State, the idiot bishops of all over Biafra, you were supporting evil. And that is how you supported evil during the war. And you still want to support evil. And yet Fulani is overrunning you. And yet Islam is overrunning you. And our leader told you, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu told you, gave you an example with Portugal. It was a Christian community, but now it's an Islamic state.
Turkey.
Turkey. Sorry, Turkey. It's now an Islamic state. You even hide to go and preach at Turkey. And this is what will happen to you in Nigeria. Because we will not tolerate you in Biafra land. We will not tolerate you. Because the sooner you know that habit does not make a monk, the better for you. The bishops, you call yourself bishops, the priests, the pastors, the reverends, you are all occult men. You are all occult men. You belong to the demonic world. And this is why you are afraid of light. Biafra is light. Biafra is freedom. Biafra is prosperity. Biafra is civilization. So if you don't like it, we are telling you that now is the time to go and hug the transformer or jump inside the river, because the worst will happen to you if you continue. The worst will happen to you. You have sabotaged us enough. And we are no longer ready to tolerate your sabotage. Supporting our enemies, you are number one enemies. You bishops and the priests and the reverends of all this nonsense idol worshipping. You are with the stupid politicians in our land. The stupid SS. You are our number one enemy. And let it be clear to you that the game has changed. Our leader is still there. But it doesn't matter. Because God is always with him. Wherever he is. God has sent his angels to watch over him, to feed him, to direct him, to heal him. And he will get the best from God because he is sent to build the kingdom of God on earth. He told you this is the last miracle, a miracle of the end time. Because no man will stop it, and no man will give it to us. He, God, alone, will give us Biafra. So all you that yesterday we are singing, Mazin Namdekano is another savior. And now singing, Obi is another savior. Where is Obi? Where are you and Obi? Lily live all the people. You said if you didn't vote Obi, who will speak for you? I don't know who will speak for you now. For you, I am very sorry. Fools you are. Come and let us move together and march into the God-given freedom. I am Silas. I hail from Umuleke, Amibo, in the old Olo province of Biafra land. You are welcome to listen listeningly to the truth. Thank you very much.
God bless you, really good. God bless you, really good veteran. God bless you, dear friends. It is your own responsibility to comply to the liberation education. There are three people that determine the fate of any person or a people in life. One is God. Second, the mentors. Third, the people in question or the person in question. If I know whose voice you obey, I can predict your future. So we really mean well for you. If you have us as your mentor and are listening to our voice, you begin to do the needful, and you begin to, that is, the eyes of your brain will begin to be open to the reality of our freedom getting closer. Let us pray. I welcome you, this very children of light. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I welcome you this very evening, and as I do so, please, I will encourage you to speak to those around you, to also welcome them. I expect you to propagate this very link to the ends of this very earth. I expect you to let your friends and your family know. And for those of you that have left their homes this evening to listen to the broadcast in the car outside, pretending making a call, I also welcome you. There are those who are hiding inside the cupboard. There are those who have now said to their wives that they had a job to do in the basement. They have run away. They have gone to listen to us. That their lives have been enriched. That their understanding may grow exponentially. That their encapsulation of what is happening in a damnable zoological republic may make sense to them. That is why we are here, to preach this very gospel of heaven uncompromisingly and steeped in the truth that it should come with and that it always has to come with. We must pray this very evening before we proceed because we have a lot to get through. Today, as always, we are going to be interactive. Our lines are not open yet. Please, I suggest you do not call us. Our lines are not open. When I will open the line, or when eventually we do open the line, I will inform you accordingly. Right now, we must hand over our proceedings to the Most High. And this very evening, I got very interesting, should I say, messages from people who begin to question what we are doing with our faith. And in order to reassure them and to all those who are listening, that we hear the 10 Commandments is key. That is why we are going to pray the prayer of Yeshua. A very simple prayer. Because the disciples asked him, Lord, how do you want us to pray? And Yeshua said to them, this is the way you pray. By Yeshua, I mean Jesus Christ to Western European Christians. We must pray. Our Father who art in heaven, because there is no other like thee. There are no 2 or 3 gods, it is only you, indivisible, ancient of days. Thou art in heaven, because you reside in the firmament of the unknown. You inhabit the realm of the spirit. You are not flesh or not man. Hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name, because there is not like thee. Thy kingdom will come on this very earth, as you have promised us in the land of Biafra. Let thy will be done in our life that is it in heaven. Give us this very day our daily bread, even in coronavirus season. For we have no other God apart from thee. Yeshua was asked, how do we pray? And Yeshua said, there is only one God in heaven. And he said, He said, that is the prayer of heaven. That's really when that was the prayer that Yeshua prayed to show there is no other God apart from one indivisible God in heaven. Elohim Adonai El Shaddai, God of creation, the only creator of everything that is created, but none created him. Everlasting, from generation to generation, immortal God, indivisible God, the God of the ancients. There is nothing to be compared to thee, no mortal flesh can be compared to thee, because you are eternal. And as you have taught us to pray, so have we prayed tonight, that Biafra may come, that your temple may be built in our Jubu, that once again your children will be able to worship you in truth and in every honesty, that all the confusion may disappear, and that we may come to thee to offer thee glory, because only you is worthy to be praised. May your name be adored forever and ever, we pray. Amen. Amen. He said, we must proceed this very evening. And for those who do not know, I will recommend that you go on Google and you type in the Lord's Prayer. Because Jesus Christ was asked by his disciples, Master, Rabbi, teach us how to pray. And he taught them how to pray. And it is our Father who art in heaven to signify there is no other God apart from the God in heaven. Very practical. We must preach the gospel of truth. This very gospel of redemption. This very gospel of hope. This very gospel of renewal. That humanity may bear us witness.
Once there's a delay, is reading, but all of you kept quiet, did nothing, and you're looking for who to blame. I can't be bothered with these people because they are not really relevant. They are beyond redemption. It is only INEC that decides the results of elections in Nigeria, not your PVC. The sooner you understand this, the better for you.
Audio. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had made this statement years back before he was abducted from Kenya. Yet, the one Nigerians could not listen to him. They went to vote. John Agachalana Milesu here. John Agachalana Milesu here. Where is the evidence that John really went to army? Nothing to show for it. Nothing, absolutely nothing. However, we must proceed. We must proceed. We must proceed. We must proceed.
On the 10th of March 2023, on the 11th of March 2023, and the 12th of March 2023. Save this date. This date is very, very significant in what we are doing. And you are going to wait for instruction what is going to happen on those dates. After I'm going during the tomorrow State of the Nation broadcast, I will give more insight to what you are going to do to those days. Let me announce it again for the last time and for the third time. On the 9th of March 2023, on the 10th of March 2023, on the 11th of March 2023, on the 12th of March 2023. Save those dates. By tomorrow, we are going to tell you what to do on those dates. I want to thank the Umuada and their husbands. I want to thank the IPOB autopiloted media workers, the media team. I want to thank the Biafra Liberation Army. I want to thank the Eastern Security Network. I want to thank all the alliances that we have formed for the Biafra Liberation. I want to thank all of you with all the tanks, all the helicopters that were hovering all over Biafra land. The Biafra army stand their ground, and we have defeated Nigeria. We have defeated P2P. We have defeated Atiku. We have defeated Tinubu. We have defeated Buhari. We have defeated all the political shenanigans in Biafra land today, and the history has been made. Please, we have, still some project ahead of us. The project that is ahead of us is now that we have successfully, speak in a very, very strong term to the world. We're going to take it from here. After the countdown of the remaining 8 days, we are going to have another State of the Nation broadcast, and Biafra people will listen to the instruction from that 8 days going forward, how the liberation of Biafra will begin to take shape, final preparation, and for the final exit of Biafra from Nigeria. It is going to be bomber to bomber. It's going to be gun to gun. It's going to be bullet to bullet. It's going to be fire for fire until we are out of Nigeria. But wait for instruction and directive. Very, very important. I want to thank you again. And we'll continue to maintain our demand for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not released, from now till the 9th of March, this whole Biafra liberation will take a different shape and a different dimension. I'm promising you that Biafra people will make you uncomfortable in your government houses because you did not put yourself there. You have failed to represent the interest of the Biafra people by not demanding the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
This war, there has been a lot of destruction, a lot of suffering. At the end of the war, a policy of no victor, no vanquished was established, but it remained for this to be put into practice in real terms. The Igbos, as I saw them on my return, would seem to suffer some disabilities still. In fact, those disabilities they see as punishment, continued punishment for participating in the war. And in a country where we're all striving to forget the past and move forward to a brighter future, this constant reminder, this constant punishment, this constant reproach inhibited the Igbo through participation in Nigerian body politic. They would like to feel in Nigeria they could aspire to any position. They would like to feel that there are no limitations to their contributive capacity in Nigeria. They would like to feel that they could be appreciated fully in Nigeria. They would like to feel that they could be honored in Nigeria for their contribution. In short, the Igbo would like to feel that one day an Igbo could become president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
So far, so good.
Who are in Benue State. That is why the likes of Governor Autumn or the very young man who was mouthing his rubbish a day or two ago concerning the deployment of Eastern Security Network into Lower Benue is in for a very, very difficult and horrible experience of their lives. I must warn also Governor Autumn of Benue State. I am not laying claim to Benue State, the entirety of Benue State, not at all. What I'm making very clear to you is that there are Igbo people, Igbo communities, not traders, not migrants, not settlers, no. These are our traditional towns, communities, and villages wickedly gerrymandered into the north. That you have Igbo people today answering Igbo names, speaking Igbo language, who are answering to Northerners. An abomination before God Almighty in heaven. I will not allow it to continue. Those Igbo speaking parts of Benue State is part and parcel of Biafra, part and parcel of the eastern region. And should anything happen to them, if you fail to control Fulani incursion into that very territory, then ESN will continue to do their work. And I have commended them earlier and allow me to do so again at this very moment. I commend the men and women, not just of our high command, but also of the Eastern Security Network that successfully pursued and apprehended a notorious Fulani bandit by the name Mohammed Issa. We have the videos. For those of them claiming he's an old man, they're all lying, and they know it very well. He is the leader of a gang of abductors, of rapists, and of murderers, tormenting our farming communities. But I'm glad to report this very evening, morning or night, depending on where you are, that that menace, that threat has been permanently put to bed. It will no longer happen. Should our people in Benue State be subjected to further attacks, I am also informing Governor Autumn of Benue State. I will make sure that ESN returns to that very area, or should I say, come out of the bushes to confront whoever comes against the children of the Most High God, Elohim in heaven. This is a warning to all of you. For those of you that specialize, should I say, in twisting the obvious, in turning truth into lies, I never claimed the whole of Benue State. You people carved Igbo people into Benue, which is unacceptable. We are in an era, not that of the old, compromised and discredited Ohaneze Ndiara Mandiushu. Not in that very era. No, we are not in that anymore. We are not in the era of compromised governors in the pocket of the Fulani Caliphate. No, we are now in the era of IPOB, and no inch of territory belonging to traditional, should I say, ethnicities making up Biafra will be surrendered to anybody, no. And in Benue State, we have taught them, while they were discussing that, don't come to Benue, we're already on the ground in Benue State, in Lower Benue. And we are not in Benue State that doesn't belong to us. We are in Igbo parts of Benue State, Igbo communities of Benue State. And we are there to defend them. And that is precisely what we are going to do. And nobody is going to discourage us otherwise. We are making it very clear today that the Eastern Security Network is on the ground. We are on the ground in Benue State and in every part of Biafra land for that matter. We are in Cross River, we are in Akwa Ibom, we are in Bayelsa. Everywhere it is happening. Anywhere we confront Fulani headsmen, these terrorists, we will drive them away. Be rest assured, we are not going to rest one iota until our farmlands, our homes, and our forests are secure. What is happening in Yoruba land cannot happen in Biafra land. Nobody, no idiot can come from anywhere to claim any inch or parcel of Biafran forest. It is not doable. Instead, we all die there. That is why I am making this presentation live, at least for those of you who may be able to come over on Instagram, that I am on Instagram and I'm live. If you want to see a live video of this very broadcast, it is there. You can and should be able to see it. Anywhere in Biafra land we confront Fulani terrorists, we shall meet them head on. We know that they are part of the police and the army. Danjuma himself, General T.Y. Danjuma himself, testified before the British Parliament that the army of Nigeria and the police are colluding in the conquest of indigenous populations in Nigeria. And we are no exception to that very horrible and sinister conspiracy. The police we have in our land are terrorists in uniform. The army we have in Biafra land are basically terrorists. They are there to aid and to support Fulani Janjaweed advancement to the Atlantic Ocean. And we are there to stop them. And we are stopping them and will continue to stop them. A few days ago, as I said, we embedded our men and women of the Northern Command of Eastern Security Network. When we said Northern Command, people were confused. Biafra land is a nation. We have Northern Biafra, we have Central, we have the South, which is the coastal region, we have the East, and we have the West. When I talk about the Northern Command, I'm talking about the northern part of Biafra land, which incidentally starts from Benue State. So we are right to be there. If you don't want us to be in Benue State, quietly go back to Abuja and appeal to them. Tell them to release Igbo people in Benue and carve them back into Ebonyi State, where they should belong, or Enugu State, as the case may be. Therefore, anybody, you know, one thing about Nigeria is that they tend to defend the aggressor. It is in the DNA in Nigeria to always support evil. That is why this very newspaper publication, I don't have a means of putting it here on Instagram where I am broadcasting live, where you can see my face and my facial expression, but it will be on my Facebook page. If you go there, you will see it. This publication was made on January 23 of 2021, this very year. It is a front page news by Vanguard. I want you to understand how an average Nigerian thinks, how they reason, why I think that Nigeria itself is a curse upon humanity. There on the front page, you will see, we will kill all policemen and take over Edo State. Fulani Janjaweed, those they claim are foreigners. These people they told us are foreigners. They come from Mali, from Senegal, from Gambia, from heaven knows where, from Niger, from Chad, from Latin Cameroons. But they are in Nigeria, killing people. After killing us, they will not turn around and tell us to absorb them into our communities. That is why anybody, any Igwe, any PG, any greedy, avaricious fool, stupid enough to give any of our land to Fulani Janjaweed, you are finished. There was a man in Enugu that tried the same nonsense. Go and ask him where he is today. We take no prisoners. You see, the land of Biafra must be defended at all costs. At all costs. It is the land of God, given to his children for their eternal habitation. We may have failed in the past to recognize this very fact, but now that this generation has come, there is nothing anybody can do to stop us from restoring the kingdom of God upon the face of this very earth in the land of Biafra, without apologies to anybody. I understand that the Sarikin Fulani of Lagos went to see the US ambassador to Nigeria in Lagos a few days ago. And according to the message, or should I say information coming out of the US mission, they said is to foster cohabitation and unity, that diversity is strength. And I want to lay that particular nonsensical narrative to bed tonight before I continue any further. Anybody telling you about strength in diversity, that person is a liar and a deceiver. And the US ambassador is a liar and a deceiver. One thing they don't teach we Africans is this. No country exists on a foundation of multiculturalism. There is nowhere in the world. Listen to me very carefully. All this nonsense, even the crap that Coca was coming up with, telling you about diversity is our strength and all that rubbish. Allow me to repeat, there is no country on this earth that survives on a foundation or a bedrock of multiculturalism. It doesn't exist. That is why multiculturalism in Africa is dead on arrival. It can never work, because we are tribal beasts by nature. We are tribal by nature. That is why we travel from wherever we are during New Year's, during Christmas, during Easter, during New Year festival to go back home where we come from. Because that is where we identify with. Now, let me ask the US ambassador a very simple question. Is United States of America a multicultural society? US, that was created and built by Western Europeans. US was created, should I say, created by God, of course, built by Western Europeans, mostly English people that was fed up with the way of life of the English monarchy. They went to America on Mary Rose. I want to ask the US ambassador, I want to teach Africans what they don't know this evening. There is no country that functions on this multi-ethnic rubbish. Nowhere in the world, not even the USA, that was created by people who are not indigenous to America. The owners of the soil of America are Native American Indians. That is a fact of life. God gave America to Western Europe to develop and gave them a special grace to be the beacon and the light and the conscience of the world. Because God knew that if he had left all these wonderful people in Europe, they would become contaminated. He removed them from Europe, sent them to America, built a wonderful nation as a shining light and a beacon for the whole world to look up to. Even that America that was built from scratch by people who are not indigenous to the land is not multicultural. Why am I saying this? America was founded on the principles of Judeo-Christian, Greco-Roman, democratic value systems. I repeat, America is not multicultural. They accommodate other races and other nations. Yes, they can accommodate you. But where you're coming into, the bedrock, the foundation of America is based on Judeo-Christian principles, Greco-Roman political ideology, which is republicanism. America is not multicultural. America is Western Europe. The value systems of Western Europe, Judeo-Christian, Greco-Roman, Republican governance. Had America been a multicultural society, they would have space for Sharia. I'm now addressing the US ambassador to try to tell them to stop deceiving people. We are educated, we went to school for a reason. We're enlightened and we have our brain intact. There is no country on this earth that runs on this wishy-washy multiculturalism. It doesn't happen. What you have are established order and value systems upon which various cultures can now coexist. If you go to America, you coexist under the provisions of the United States Constitution. And the US Constitution is a Christian constitution, not Islam. America is not multicultural, but under that bedrock of liberty and egalitarianism, you allow other cultures to come in. But first of all, they must swear allegiance to the or take an oath to uphold the Constitution of the USA. That is something that the US ambassador never told the Janjaweed that went to visit her. The same way that Nigeria cannot function as a viable entity. Wole Soyinka knows what I'm talking about. I'm even sure somebody who claims he's learned, as Bishop Coker is, understands what I'm talking about. No country on this earth. The value system of the state of Israel is based on Judaic principles. The value system of Russia is entirely theirs, it's based on theirs. It's a Russian way of doing things from times of the Tsar. If you go to Saudi Arabia, it is essentially a Sharia Islamic state. You can live there, no problem. You can build your churches if you want. I think they've not started to allow churches to be built. But it is never a multicultural society. Japan is not a multicultural society. China is not. They can accommodate you. But that doesn't mean they are this is the type of nonsense they feed Africans. And we fall.
Okay. So far, so good, Mama Patricia. I believe you are valuable. And you have been listening to the videos that I have played. First of all, Biafrans, I want to remind us, I want to first of all say thank you, great Biafrans, the majority of the Biafran people who never participated in the past Nigerian presidential election, which Peter Obi definitely won. according to based on the voters, but they have robbed him of that winning. So I thank the Biafrans who observed the sit at home that very day. So now we are beginning to make the separation. We are continuing to identify the real Biafrans from the false Biafrans. There are people whose voice we never heard and we have not heard until now, who really observe that sit at home. But to our disappointment, many people who were shouting Biafra with us, who were shouting no more election in Biafra land, people like Lisa Njoko, people like many others, people like Ono Wibo, people like many of them, they were being bought over. They were being bought over, some emotionally, some because of the cheap favor they are seeking from those politicians. Some did it out of sentiment. Some brought anambranism into what they were doing. Just look at that set of people as at then you will understand the more what I am talking about. But I thank you. Then I also want to also remind you of the announcement from Simon Ekpa for you to observe those days. The 9th, today is 5th, 4 days ahead. That night will be, that is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 9th, 10th, and the 11th. I think, yes. Okay, and the 11th, including 12th, something things like that, or 11th jumped, and the 12th, to observe those days. And before then, Simon Ekpa will instruct you on the what to do, because now he is dependable than the political solutionist. The political solutionist had promised us good, peace, and the rest of them, they convinced and deceived our people to go and vote. Though the minority are the people that voted, yet we are not seeing the peace. Where is the peace? After having, after John had gone to military work, what is his proof? Where is his boots that shows that he really went to the army? John Agachal army, nothing to show for it. That is the state we have found ourselves. However, we must continue. From what is playing out, it is now understandable to us that it is we, the people, that have the capability to liberate ourselves. The Nigerian government cannot liberate us. Neither Britain, neither any of the international allies. They are only interested in their selfish interest. And it seems that they do not trust Obi, nor really that we believe in Obi. That is the reason they have decided to rob that election against Obi and in favor of Tinubu. And more especially, let us forget about issue. I am not trying to be tribalistic. There are wonderfully good Yoruba or Oduduwa people, but there are the Efulefus, the Afonjalites among them, as we have the betraying Emmanuel Ifajuna in Biafra land. And these are the people with the same concept of Tinubu. Tinubu is a kind of person who will not live to see an Igbo man becoming Nigerian president. Rather, let everything be destroyed. That thing alone can be one of the reasons Tinubu will never allow Peter Obi to go on with that victory. So let other things, let us leave other matters apart until I come to you once again. So, Mama Patricia, from your observation, from what the videos I have played, what do you have to tell Biafrans about the announcement from Simon Ekpa, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, warning not only Biafrans, the entirety of the indigenous people in that contraption, that their PVC does not matter, it doesn't count, their PVCs do not count. It is not the PVC that really win election, it is the INEC that win the election in favor of whomsoever they choose. And whosoever they choose is the person the cabal and the Britain had recommended to them in the secret. That is exactly what had happened. Why is it that our people do not love prevention they prefer cure. Prevention would be to forget about election completely, whereby we drag the government to our own ground of the battle, of the play, where we master, where we can perform far better than them. And our people, the indigenous people of Nigeria, allow themselves to be dragged into the ground of this play of these gamblers, these fraudsters. They are not, after having played now, look at the results. Everybody is lamenting. All of the voters are lamenting. Even though they have vindicated us, vindicating our services, yet we are not happy, because prevention would have been better than cure. What do you have to tell the Igbos, most especially, and the P2B, for example, who believe that he truly belongs to Nigeria, and his contributive effort is regarded, and he can be regarded as every other person, but after having won the election, they rigged the election against him and in favor of his opposition. So that is to tell him that he does not truly belong to this society. So, Patricia, what is your take on all this? Just take your 10 minutes.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Yeah. Let us not forget that even according to Paul in the Bible, he said it's not all Jews that are Jews. Are you understanding, Biafrans?
Yes.
It's not all Jews that are Jews. We had Paul saying that in the Bible. And we also know that there are so many more mixed multitudes. So when we talk about the Efule food or the redeemable food that went out to put their life in a very dangerous situation, it's not the Biafran blood. It's not the true Biafrans that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu spoke to, that our spokesman came to tell and warn Biafrans sit at home. These are the ones that Mazen, from what he's teaching, you heard him say now, we all heard him, that some of our Biafrans somehow were carved to Benue State and carved to other parts of the Fulani's country, state. Why is it so? Because they want to put them out there and kill them all, and then bring their breed to stay in the land of Biafra. And when their breeds goes on to live there, how many donkey years? You know that the Fulanis and the British, they have their script, they have their time mark that they have let out. And gradually they are working towards what they want to achieve. So these people that we see working against Biafrans, they have a lot in being a part of Fulani's blood or agendas of the Fulanis to make sure that they infiltrate our place, the Holy Land of God. They come in there to bring all this nonsense life living that they are showing out. No wonder you see many of them now, as I heard. We had that one answering, is it Chom or whatever. I've gone to take the name of Miriam. And when we hear it, we say, oh, how can an Igbo woman do this? It might be that from the DNA, there's a link to a Fulani being the father, or a Fulani mother being her mother. So with that mixed marriage, that mixed whatever they are doing, has made them that they are no more completely Biafran. So that is why when we are talking of sit at home, don't go to vote. You see them still going because their blood has been mixed. The same thing happened in the time of the Israelites. When they left Egypt, you still see them telling Moses and Aaron, we want to go back. These are the political solutionists. We want to go back and eat cucumbers. These are the ones that their stomach has become the stomach of Esau, that sold their birthright for the things that does not last. And we see them flowing in that line. But thank God that our Mazi is a man on a mission. His Highness, His Excellency, the man with a different excellent spirit given to him by God to break through everything standing on his way. God has given him that authority, both in speaking and in doing. In intelligence, our women sang with his name, saying that will Sam, and his brain is computer. He addresses the whole world and they know it. They can't stand before his lecture or doubt what he's saying, because nobody has ever stood before God's word and come out with even a single bit of point. He even invites them, come and let's discuss. Nobody goes to him because they know that he will bring them to a total standstill, full of shame upon them. But me and you, we are blessed. Those that God have remembered after all these donkey years of slavery under Britain, with Fulani, America, and the rest of them. Those who know the truth and refuses to go to the truth. Telling us, according to what Mazi is explaining to us now, that mixed diversity is good for us, and they don't have it in their own. That we should not join together, those that don't have the same culture, religion, everything is not the same. They want us to be together and be like fools, like animals. So they created this this problem that is going on, because it cannot work. While in their own, they took on upon them a real constitution, a real standard of living that every one of them agrees with, believes in, and it works out for them. And then their nation grows because all believes in one thing. How then can they come and tell us that diversity is okay when it's not the same religion? Our religion is a religion of grace and of freedom. Theirs is a religion of force and wickedness and killing. In every other culture that we are talking about, imagine the way we follow things traditionally. There are things that we don't do in our land. When you do it, it becomes a very big taboo. But they do it in their own. It's nothing to them. So mixing us all together is just a creation of confusion. And that is why we said earlier, Mazi told us, Nigeria, the foundation of Nigeria, the creating of Nigeria, wasn't for anything good for humanity. And in fact, it must be destroyed. One, because it has expired by Lugard and the harlot wife that signed the contract. They know it has expired, but they want it to still go on because the gain and their satisfaction that they have gotten cannot make them to stop. The gullibility, the wickedness cannot make them to stop. Now, it must be destroyed anyway, because the prophet said their time has already elapsed. It must. 2014 it ended. Their president died within that limit of the time that it expired. The wife in Dubai. The present sitting presidency now is no more anything called human being. They are terrorists. And they want to bring back what they did to other nations like Turkey down to this place. And Mazu was saying earlier, let us hurry up and leave them so that their dust will be upon them. Nigeria must be destroyed because the evil that has gone in it, lawlessness that has gone in it, cannot help anybody. So anybody that is still hoping on Nigeria, mind you, you are calling on terrorist, Islamic, jihadist rule to be in your blood. It's not for Biafrans. So Biafrans should by now, their eyes should be open. I mean the remnants, the true Biafrans, not the mixed multitude, not those that the Fulani are their father or their mother. Like the one that the Imo State administrator is telling them that the Fulanis must, when it comes to marry their daughter, they must agree. If not, they will be put in prison or killed. It must be the same few mixed multitude that they are using to make this talk. So that when we hear it, we will say, hey, see where we are. Mars have come to redeem the true Biafrans. And those true Biafrans, I'm sure they have heard him. And me and you, we are part of those true ones, that we cannot let our life be contaminated with any lie, with any message of the devil, nothing. We are heading home. We are Biafrans. And none of our land, not even a dot or inch of it, will be loosed out, no matter what they do. Thank you. Let me stop so far.
God bless you. Really good, Mama Patricia. That's a very wonderful one. That is a very wonderful one. Biafrans, those who have ears, listen to the words of wisdom. So that is what we are telling you. You see the Islamization, Fulanization advancing. So, however, I still maintain my stand about the religiosity, Christianity, and the rest of the things going on in our land. To be honest with you, I am a Christian evangelist, and I believe in liberating the people, Christian-wise and the social-wise. That is what I am doing. I am a Christian and a social activist. So, when we fail to educate our people in the right godly way, I'm not talking about the colonial Christianity and the religion, then they must learn something. So some of the things happening now is our people do no longer have the knowledge of the true way of life. And the Fulanis and the rest of the people are now educating them with their own system. That is the reason it is not a surprise to me. One of the reasons it is not a surprise to me to see fellow Biafrans and the Igbos, for that matter, converting to Islam, because these are the results of the ideas upon which they live. So let us go to, before Veteran will take over the microphone, let us play this once again.
We're reading it. Once there's a delay, you know it's ringing. But all of you kept quiet, you did nothing. And you're looking for who to blame. I can't be bothered with these people because they are not really relevant. They are beyond redemption. It is only INEC that decides the results of elections in Nigeria, not your PVC. The sooner you understand this, the better for you. were rigging it. Once there's a delay, you know it's rigging. But all of you kept quiet, you did nothing. And you're looking for who to blame. I can't be bothered with these people because they are not really relevant. They are beyond redemption. It is only INEC that decides the results of elections in Nigeria, not your PVC. The sooner you understand this, the better for you.
So, veteran, Igbos in Benue answering to Northerners. That is Igbos in Benue being accountable to Northerners, doing everything to the Northerners rather than doing it to us, the Biafrans, to the Easterners, as a result of divide and geographical experiment. And that is what one of the things Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is fighting against. And that can only be possible in Biafra restoration. As long as Nigeria continues to exist, those Igbos are still in the structure which Nigeria Britain had put them into. Then Fulani herdsmen are rapists, terrorizing our farm land, including the rest of the things, the content of the video. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu warning the indigenous people not to believe in their PVC anymore. And don't forget that we have been shouting from this platform to them that PVC does not really mean a permanent voting card as they were told, but it really means permanent validation of conquest. Is that not what is really happening? What is just playing out at this point in time? Veteran, have your say regarding all this.
Thank you once more.
God bless you, really good.
We are talking and reasoning with the remnant, with Biafran, because we have a whole lot of mixed multitude. And this mixed multitude have no position. They are always a distraction. They are always a confusion. They are always setbacks. This is how you know them. They are all over in Biafra land and beyond. This is why those of them in the north of Zoo, will always attach themselves with the little possession they had there. Those of them in Lagos, the same thing, because most of them are ghetto boys. They feel no other place can be better than the ghetto where they were born. And no other place can be better than the rough games and activities they play in that place. This is why when they hear the message of freedom, the message of truth, the message of liberation, it will go into one ear and it will drip through the other ear. Poor elements. Who will redeem you? Because these are irredeemable. And this is why they will always flock around the street, around lies, around hypocrisy, because they are all Yahoo. Yahoo lives they are living. For them, righteous and clean life is not in their vocabulary. This is why they refuse to listen and do what the message of the messenger of our time, the end time prophet of the Most High Elohim, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The messages he got from the Most High God. Everyone knows that they are indubitable. They are impenetrable. You cannot break them. They are superior to every other message. And this is why it is a message of truth. He shouted on the mountaintop, shouted on the globe. All the global village were listening to him with awe. How can this thing happen? Can anything good come out of the black man? Who gave this black man the audacity? Who gave him all this wisdom? Is he not the son of this man from Ipeku? And so they disdained them. And so they were jealous. And so they were envious. And all these things culminated to wickedness and hatred. And that is why they did everything to trap him, to kidnap him, to rendition him, and to hold him incommunicado for 2 years. Because they knew very well that if they didn't stop him, by now, by now, probably we'll be talking in Biafra land. However, nothing happens without the Chukwu Gabiam knowing about it. But we must not fold our hands, because Chukwu Gabiam works with men. Our people that were created into the north, into Alamajiri territory, was simply to create enmity, to create division, so that brother will not see brother as brother again. Hey, we are Idomas. We are from Benue. You are from Enugu. You are from the other place. So there's nothing in common with us. And because of the black man we are, we cannot ask questions. We cannot reason. Am I closer to these people? Ebonyi, Enugu, or am I closer to thief people? There is no way they can be closer to thief people or to Hausa people. I've been there. Everything they do is the Igbo life. Everything they do is Biafra life. But I continue to say it. We are deaf. We are deaf. Like our leader have always said. We do not reason. We do not ask questions. We have no liver. We are lily liver. This is why everything is happening to us this way. We even make the aggressor. Like now, some people are maybe blaming it. Like they blamed it on Mazin Namdekan, our leader. They blamed the impunity on him. They blamed every treatment of the Igbos on Ojukwu. Just like my sister said, the mixed multitude, they were blaming Moses and Aaron. Always, this is the result. And this is to tell you anyway, that we have a common relationship. The Igbos and the Biafras at large, but especially the Igbos, who are evil, wicked, jealous, will always want to shine with their brother. It is Simon Ekpa that have caused Obi not to win election. When Obi knew that he can never win that election, he will never win it. Even if he gets all the votes in Nigeria, in that zoo, where he says he's won, he can never climb that post. He can never. Did Obi not to go into this pool with Atiku? Was he not the second? What happened? Did he not see all those things? Is Obi 2 years old? Is Obi 20 years old? Obi could be nearing my age. And has he ever seen any election come through in that zoo? And as many of you, as we are saying, who will speak for us? Oh, can I have ndị Fulani ha chịrị gawa? Ntọ. Anya ka m na-abọrọ ntọ. Ndị Fulani achịrịla gawa. Despite your stubbornness, despite your foolishness, ndị Fulani achịrịla gawa. And this time it will be what? They will roast you on the frying pan this time. And then you will learn your bitter lessons.
Yes, sir.
Do not vote. Don't go out. Do not come and validate these people's election any longer. and you said, who is Simon Ekpa to tell us not to vote? We will listen to Obi. Now you and Obi, you, I want to go to the you know maybe 10,000 acres. But Obi would have been promised millions of pounds. Because he will shut up, he will not contest it, just like Atiku did not contest his own. And they will be settled outside the scene. And you, who have been shouting obedience, obedience, which one are your own? Ego na-eji ndụ unu na-eji n'aka. Ọ Africa mon ka unu ji n'aka. You are more wretched. You are more disunited. You are more in bondage. You are more slaves than ever.
More slaves.
Unu ihe unu mere onwe unu.
Yes,
enwere uri a na-agụ mgbe anyị hụ n'ihe mere onwe gị hụ n'ihe mere onwe gị
ịhụla ihe mere onwe gị public assault n'okporokoro taa na-agba Naijiria ọwụ naanị na-agba Owerri na-agba Naijiria ọwụ naanị na-ama Owerri ha awụọla onwe ha n'ala ezigbo mwụkasị
ihe mere
nke ọtọ iwu n'ala nke
Simon ịkpa ọsụ elee otu unu na-echekwu ya arụ mere
Biafra unite
arụ mere ele ụdị ara akele na ọ gafere lunatic ara ọ gafere Biafrans nna anyị ukwu Nnamdi Kanu si ihere na-eme ụnụ ihere tochiri ime ụnụ na-eme ihere tochiri na-eme ụnụ na-eme ya nwa because we cannot understand how people with all these wonderful faculties cannot reason. How people who claim to be the most intelligent, knowledgeable in that zoo have come to this level. Before I na-akọ ndị Hausa na-amaghị ihe, anyị na-akpọ ndị mmadụ ndị ogoni. But now, ele ndị ogoni, ele ndị Hausa, ọwụhụ anyị ndị Igbo, ndị na-achọ ihe ọma na-eme na nke nwanne ha. Ihe ọma ga-awụrịrị nga anyị. Why o ji ọhụụ nwanne m wụ Nnamdi Kanu? Why o ga-eji awụ Ojukwu ga-alụrụ anyị agha? Why o ga-eji awụ Simon Ekpa? Betụgị na nne o tochiri ewu, elee ihe imega? Chinasa Nworu Chika Edozie m. Ọkwa Obi iwu nwanne unu nwoke. You people are claiming he's your brother.
Their brother.
He's your brother. Your number one enemy is your brother. Someone who supervised the death of his brothers, who your brother. Somebody who has taken a ticket to go to that level so that he will exterminate you all is your brother. Somebody who agreed to dislodge you and to put a final end to Biafra liberation is your brother. Unu nwekwara ụbụrụ ọkwa enyi unu nwa awụ nwunye nna ikwu so frontal lobe. Frontal lobe unu anụkwa awụ ọkụ. Unu nwekwadịrị enwe ma afọ ịwa ọkụ.
They are not Biafrans. They are not Biafrans.
And you are capable.
Yes, they are Fulanese breed.
Not with IPOB. So you can do it in other generations, not in the generation of IPOB.
Yes.
But it is a surprise. It is sad to note that even in the generation of IPOB, and when idiots, and when fools, and when wicked elements, and when hypocrites, and when those who have used this noble family to make their wealth, so that I had as a question. But we assure you that as the question is over, even from now. So, Biafra's remnants, we have decided to throw our weight on Simon Ekpa and the autopilot because they are doing that which our leader have said we should do. Consistency and working on his laid down modus operandi. So let us come together and listen to him and do that which God in his omniscience have laid in him to do for the restoration of Biafra and for the release of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, His Excellency, whiter than white and whiter than snow. Thank you very much.
God bless you, really good veteran.
Marcia, if Biafrans are sensible, they should pray that the zoo should kill me so that Biafra can come quicker.
Marcia, they will not kill you.
I said to them, because the level of death and bloodshed the world will see, they will say they never knew IPOB is this much. You know, now we are gentlemen. You know, we're playing it very gentle. Until they cause us to become mad. You remember what I told them before? That we are worse than Boko Haram if you provoke us. You said that. That we are worse. You said that on the radio. For every one Boko Haram shotgun, I'll give you 10. That's what you said. Messages from heaven direct. You know what Elohim said to me? He said, you must continue what you're doing. You must continue what you're doing. That is something that a slave and baby sabos can never understand. Every person knows it. Heaven gave me a message. You must continue what you're doing. And I asked why. They said, I want to move their able-bodied men and women to the east. When they come to the east, you are going to kill them in the east. Those of them that can survive or that manage to survive will have nowhere to go back. So that in years to come, wherever they settle, they will tell their children about You people. I didn't understand what the message meant, and I kept praying. Elohim said, you bring them down to your land, and the real terrorists that they are grooming will take over their own land from them. I still said, I don't understand. They gave me a message in Igbo language. Now I can't see how that home. That hand with which they tried to feed poison to others, they will put into their own mouth. It shall kill them. That was what Elohim said to me. There will be no elections in Biafra land. Signed and sealed. Not tomorrow they tell you he has lifted the boycott. Watching again. Watching again. There will be no elections in Biafra land ever again. If they think they can use their giant American police to harass each of mission, they are mistaken. Everybody are planning.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had been explaining the reasons, and the referendum should be the solution. He had been complaining, proclaiming there will be no election in Biafra land. Now he made mention of the Fulani terrorists, Nigerian army, Nigerian police, and Nigerian government invading our land, trying to take over our land by fire, by force. Then Fulanis went on from the other message of his, our regular message. They threatened to kill police and kill armies to take over Edo State. Fulani terrorists threatening that, and nobody had ever brought them to book. Sheikh Gumi is there protecting them, even to the extent of saying that the bandits are their foot soldiers, and that the government should be sponsoring them, and we'll see them even giving them amnesty, giving them money. But it is obvious that Fulani terrorism is state-sponsored. So the one Nigerianist, the obedient movement, may not understand that the Nigerian government and Britain are afraid of Obi taking over the presidential power of Nigeria to end terrorism. Have you forgotten when we played the videos and made a program letting you know the ulterior motive of the existence of Boko Haram occupying Sambisa? Occupying Sambisa, it is all about protecting that area, and they will be excavating the mineral resources, precious stones, while helicopter from China, from Britain, from all over the world visit them in Sambisa forest, and they run the business of them carrying away those precious stones like diamond, gold, bitumen, and the rest of them, taking them to their own countries, developing themselves. And we had it that the content in the Sambisa, as discovered in 1996, could build up to 10 Dubai's. We are not talking about the rest of our mineral resources. I want you to understand the reason they do not want, even if at all, because we the IPOB know that Peter Obi cannot change anything because of the established system he must run to or run with, and the people surrounding him. Yet they are afraid of even him bringing any little change. That is the reason they have deprived him of that victory. So let it be understandable, more understandable, and more explicit to you. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, had let us know that we must continue what we are doing because we have not seen solution. Some of the obedient met with me here in the city of Valencia, Spain, asking me, am I still talking about this my Biafra issue? I say yes. They asked me, are you not aware of the obedient movement, how Obi will change everything for good and to other? I asked them back, you that believe in obedient movement, what is your proof? What have Obi done for you? Obi had not given you. That is, they are living in speculation. So this is no longer the time of the Ohanese system, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has just said, but it is the time of IPOB. So veteran, you go once again. Veteran, go once again, so that Mama Patricia will be rounding up later. Veteran, go once again. What is your take about the Fulanis bragging and the threatening to be killing police, even in Edo State, to be taking over their land, doing the same thing in Igbo land, and it is worse in the Benue State. The Nigerian government, they are not talking about it. And these are some of the reasons for our agitations. And even the obedient movement are no longer interested in the injustice going on in Nigeria. And yet they are still moving sheepishly. Then what do you have to say? What do you have to say about MNK saying Nigeria is a curse? But the obedient movement and the rest of the people believe Nigeria is a blessing. Then, looking at the things, at the state of the nations today, if it is a blessing, why have Nigeria not been obeying, the Nigerian government have not been obeying court orders, obeying their own rules, breaking rules in many ways? Release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they said no. Give people the new currency, they said no. Do this, they said no. Ezazaki is still in the prison. Abiola died for the same Nigeria. Many people are dying, are perishing. Ojukwu was lamenting until the day God called him to glory. Yet, even there, he is still crying for his people. How is Nigeria a blessing? And how true is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's word that Nigeria is a curse? Veteran, take over the microphone.
Thank you very much.
God bless you. God bless you. Really good.
I said it in my last outing that when Chukwu Okike Abiama releases his word through his messenger, that it is indubitable. It is sacrosanct, because he is the one who sees the thing. He is the beginning and the end. So even before you begin to make the basket, he knows how the basket will look like. In short, while in my philosophical profession, we call him the efficient cause. So the efficient cause knows the effect from beginning to the end, unto the final cause. And this he has handed over to his servant, to his messenger. And his messenger has released these effects long ago, and even declared it, that he gave him the message in Igbo. Na aka nchi ha ga-aba ha ọnụ, aka nchi ha abana ha ọnụ. Aka nchi ndị zoo na ndị Britain, and all of them gathered together to stop the work of God from completion. Aka nchi ha abana ha ọnụ. And this is why they are a cause. And our eternal leader, in the interview you played, was lamenting the state and the situation of Biafrans since the end of the war, of the civil war, the war of aggression against Biafra, the genocidal war against Biafra. And Britain would have expected that we just fold on our hands and allow them to kill us all. That is when we would have been sent, and no more rebels. But we were rebels because we refused to lower our pants. We refused to take their abuse, their insult. We become remnants. We became rebels. We became aggressors. And so, despite their diplomatic arrangements and pronouncements, no victor, no vanquish, they continue to punish us. Punish us. Punish us. Despite the millions that they killed, both with their bullets and with their biological weapons, both with their starvation and the blockages, it refused to touch them. They continue to punish us, to stop us from exhibiting our God-given intelligence. I said it the last time, even the scientists, which they know we are the best scientists in that zoo. The Yoruba is a printer, it's not a scientist. So it is this area they forcefully amalgamated. That was the brain box of that amalgamation. They refused to take care of these gifts. They did everything, and they have been doing everything to suffocate us. Yet the Igbos, as foolish as they are, continue to embrace this cursed place. It is only in a cursed place will you see such things happen. It is only in a cursed place will you see no progress, no meaningful development, no agreement. It is only in a cost place would you see dangerous diversities forcing themselves on each other. Our leader said it all. No such diversity can ever make a meaningful progress. Diversities that can make meaningful progress is not religious diversity. It's not cultural diversity. It is not emotional diversity. There are diversities which we are not here to detail that can be managed, but not this type of diversity that is in the zoo. And that is why it is a cause. A cause because Britain wants it. Britain and the global world wants it. They continue, they said it. Did we not declare it? When Mustafa came out to support the labor union, and he said these people, he refused to call their names. They vowed never to allow the zoo to prosper, to breed. Is that not a cause?
It is.
What else are you looking for?
Don't know about.
Our leader made it very clear that this country is caused. Even caused by our people who are in their graves, who are killed with the rains of bullets and the rains of biological weapons and the rains of fighters and bombers. They are caused, and it will never be well with the zoo. Zoo can never rise. Zoo can never prosper. As they have called it, the Islamic Republic of Nigeria. I don't know what Abaribe will say about that. I don't know what these idiot senators will say about that. Zoo is now an Islamic Republic of Nigeria, which was started by their Sultan and the Sadwana and all of them. And gradually being built by people like Babangida, the Maradona of Africa, who removed the capital from Lagos, despite the fact that Calabar was the capital before. He now came, removed it from Lagos again to his place, so that they will have a proper dominion. And apart from that, he now endorsed the Islamic Cooperation, OIC. Nigeria became fully registered as a member of the Islamic State. And the bishops and the pastors and all of them kept quiet. And they claim they are men of God. They claim they know God more than every other person. They claim they are servants of God, bishops and priests. I say it again. Habit does not make a monk. A rebus is always a rebus. His mind is always dark and wicked. It doesn't matter what dress you wear. So, Biafrans, our leader has given you all. He has let out all. And he is wondering why you are still walking on a dark track. The light has come. The light is here. Biafra is here. Put on the light and let the reign of God take over, so that we will worship him and dance in the streets of Biafra with our leader in a way no other nation had done. We are Biafrans. We are working towards our freedom, our liberation. And this time, it's taking another dimension. Like our leader said, listen to Simon. He is taking us to another dimension. I pray that that spirit will burn more and more in him, that he will truly bring a dimension that will announce this total liberation of the sovereignty of Biafra, so that our generations and children unborn will be able to enjoy their freedom, enjoy their God-given liberty, unless all the things God has put in them. Visiting abroad is just like visitors, and not rushing to live in those places, because we are not wonderfully happy here. East, west, north, and south. Home is home. Let us all unite and fight this common fight. Chase away all these saboteurs from our land. The time has come to chase them away. Do not allow them to continue to be a stumbling block to God's agenda. Thank you, dear friends. And God bless you all.
Okay. Mama Patricia, hold on. Let me first of all place the memory verse of the day, because we are going to go together. You are going to go straight ahead.
Sorry, I've taken much of the time.
There's no problem. We are about to round up for today. Next time we continue. Okay. So, Mama Patricia,
Yeah.
before you go, I want to play these videos, these short clips.
Tinubu is the modern day Afonja in Yoruba land. And he will destroy, because for his sake, the Yoruba race will be in a very serious mess unless they abandon that idiot now. I call him an idiot with every reason in the world. A fool, a certificate forging criminal. Then he went to Toronto University. A drug pusher in Chicago. Go and do your research on Tinubu. A drug pusher. A kleptomaniac extraordinaire. A thief of unimaginable, a life, a living gold, a stealing machine. All of you were there during election. Bank bullion van that used to carry money. Went to his house. All of us said, Jagaban, let's go. A thief. It doesn't even end there. He's also a murderer. He was instrumental in the slaughter of young Nigerian youths at your so-called Lekki. Have you all forgotten? Black people, have you all forgotten? The same Tinubu. And to make matters worse, I am 53 years of age. I don't hide my age. What for? God created me when He did. This man, before your eyes, all of you so-called Nigerians, lied about his age. He lied about his age. He took 10 years of his age. He's now older than his first daughter by 9 years. And some of you still have the presence of mind to have regard for such a person. And you wonder why you are poor as a black person. You wonder why God has virtually abandoned Black Africa. You people, you love and you support evil.
Tinubu is the modern day Afonja. Afonja is the man responsible for selling out the rights, opportunities, privileges of the Yoruba people. The same way Emma Ifajuna, John Nyanwodo, the Ohanezes, and many of these people we are talking about, the same way they sell our own, they try to sell our rights, our opportunities.
He don't come like this now. He don't blaster INEC and APC concerning this just concluded election. Where they do so. He took my for inside many things. We INEC too. We many people not dig our way of. So just watch this video and make sure they share this video, make the whole world, make they see waiting they happen for Nigeria. When I watch the video,
people, including international observers, agree that there was some evidence of things like vote buying, violence, and some people being disenfranchised by the failure of the technology and by a measure of intimidation. But the question is, how widespread was it?
It is as widespread as the observers who made the comment. Respectfully, I want to tell you that all of them, not some, the EU, the ECOWAS, the AU, the CSOs, both in Nigeria and internationally, they came to one conclusion. According to Thabo Mbeki, INEC destroyed the trust of Nigerian people in the process. In a democracy, the process is more important than the result. And the process of conducting an election is very clear. I participated in this election. You go to the polling booth, you are accredited by the beavers, You go vote. At the conclusion of the matter, the vote is counted. The vote is announced publicly. The vote is transferred through electronic transfer to the server. Two levels of authentication through transfer. The first is uploading to the IREF portal, which is snapping the hard copy of the manual result and uploading it, which INEC was doing even before the authorization of electronic transmission. INEC yearned and told Nigerian people, and Nigerian people fought to grant them electronic transmission of results. The only reason for the amendment of 2022 Electoral Act is electronic transmission of results, to remove the mischief of the manual collation centers, where Nigerians have unanimously agreed is the albatross for free and fair election. In Mahmoud's INEC in 2020.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting tons of time on troubleshooting with attendees? If so,
the 2023 presidential election may have come and gone, but the reactions trailing the electoral process have been the major talking point since the completion of the election. The ruling All Progressives Congress APC candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu was declared winner on Wednesday by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. However, opposition parties have expressed dissatisfaction with the election, which they have called fraudulent. Tinubu defeated former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) and the candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi. Also speaking in a State of the Nation address on Wednesday, Omoyele Sowore said the 2023 presidential election did not meet any legal requirements of what should be called a free, fair, and credible election, and that the result does not reflect the will of the people. Joining us now on the show this morning to discuss the presidential election and INEC's conduct of the electoral process is Omoyele Sowore, presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, AAC. Welcome to the morning show, Omoyele Sowore. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you. Very simple question after that introduction is simply to ask you, how market? After the election.
How markets?
You are already on record as saying... Hello? No.
Well, I didn't participate in any marketing. We went for an election, not
well, I mean, when I say how market, it's in a manner of speaking. You were presidential candidate of the AAC. You've been told you scored 608 votes in that election, almost about half of your performance in the 2019 general elections. And you have said you reject the result. Are you, like the Labour Party and the PDP and the NMPP, going to court? That's why I asked you, how market? Was market good? Was it bad? And why? One way or the other.
Dr. Abati, I remember in 2019, after the election of 2019, I came on your show and did reveal that they no longer hold elections in this country, that what they held in 2019 was a selection. This is exactly what happened again in 2023. You cannot be reading out numbers of any candidates.
Comrades, we do not have much time. So on a beautiful day, we will play these videos and narrate them in detail. But from what is playing out, we can see the agony these celebrities are undergoing. I just played the two of them. All of them. All of them. They are crying, they are lamenting. Tinubu awala hanala. Tinubu have turned them upside down. So, what advice do you have for these people? What advice do you have for these people? What can you say about this situation? And the Sowore in this interview made mention of revolution. Made mention of revolution. Then my question is, why not that revolution? Why is this revolution now coming after the disappointment for election? Though he said that he just participated, he knew he was not really going to win. But if he continued telling the citizens that Nigeria do no longer practice election, it is election, they will not believe him. So that is the reason he participated, so that all this thing will play out for the people to see. Now he is calling for revolution. Then why are they still trying to regulate this Nigeria by force? Why can't they understand that Nigeria is not workable? Just give them your words, advise them, hit on the real point they should know, then present your memory verse of the day. Just round everything up, if it is possible, within 7 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you, Collins. Yeah, that's a good one. What advice do we give to Eflefuls and to the Redeemables? And there is no advice going to be given to them. It's just like you're asking me what Jesus asked or told the Pharisees when they came, because they know the truth. They know it. They practice, they preach it, they have had it, they have seen it, they have lived in it. And they still ask Jesus, show us a sign if you are the Son of God, or show us a sign from where you got these things that you are telling us. And Jesus said, look at them. There will be no sign given to you except the one that you know already. That of the Jonah falling inside the belly of the fish and coming out. By then he has learned his lesson in the hard way and still went and do what he was called to do. That is the sign. So as for these people, there is no advice going to be given to them except the one they know already. That the solution must the prophet, the mandate, the man with a special excellent spirit, the man above every president in the whole world, because he came in the name of the Lord. That man said, disintegration is the answer. Nobody should validate a nation that is has died longest time, 2014, as their mother, Lugan, and the harlot of their father said, after 2014, that every ethnicity, that corruption, that confusion that the British created, that mad shithole for the beast from hell is only what it is meant for. Said after 2014, they should go home to their tribes and maintain their land and their inheritance. And they are still validating it by force and by fire. They will validate it. Yeah, new Nigeria. Yes, let's take it back. Yes, we will see another angel going to change Nigeria. And one of them told them, because they know what Nigeria is, it's a dungeon of demons, told them that the only one that can rule them is Satan. They still refuse. So there is no argument for no delay. I don't want to waste my time. Marty said, these people, he wouldn't waste his time because they cannot be redeemed. So it's for them. Let them spend where they have sold. Let them take care of it. But the advice to, if there are still only one remaining that still wants to be saved, is disintegration to the confusion that the British created there, that they know it has expired, that they know it doesn't exist anywhere. That is disintegration. Everybody go to your father's house and mother's house and tend your ground. Do not validate anything called Nigeria again. Or you are validating Islamic terrorist movement. Because it's not a state. It's not a country. God did not create Nigeria. Human being created, beast created it. That is called Britain. And because it's not created by God, anything that God does not create will be destroyed. It doesn't matter how the demons get themselves together. Demons in the political level, demons in the Western world, demons in the governorship, demons everywhere in Biafra land, even the demons in the political solution of the DOS. Zoological has ended. It has ended because it's lawless, it's stateless, deep state corruption. It cannot go further. It's not, Sodom and Gomorrah is even better than this state that they are in Nigeria. The earlier they know it as the servant of God has spoken, the better for them. Disintegration is the solution. Referendum for those of them that are still hanging around. We are going home. Biafrans, let's go to the... Our memory verse today, because we don't have time, it's in Revelation chapter 18 from verse 4 to 8. Please, can you help us, Mazi Collins?
Okay. Let me read. Let me read. Let me read. Revelation 18. Revelation 18, 4 to 8. He said, "Then I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out from her, my people, so that you may not share in her sins, neither participate in her plagues. For her iniquities, her crimes, and transgressions are piled up as high as heaven, and God has remembered her wickedness, her crimes, and called them up for settlement. Repay to her what she herself has paid to others, and double her doom in accordance with what she has done. Mix a double portion for her in the cup she mixed for others. To the degree that she glorified herself and revealed in her wantonness, living deliciously and luxuriously, to that measure imposed on her torment and anguish and tears and mourning, since in her heart she boasts, I am not a widow, as a queen on a throne. I sit, and I shall never see suffering or experience sorrow. So shall her plague, affliction, calamities come thick upon her in a single day, pestilence and anguish and sorrow and famine, and she shall be utterly consumed, burned up with fire, for mighty is the Lord God who judges her."
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Biafrans, as you know, as we all know, we are the children of light, and our strength is by the word of God, the creator of the universe. The God that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came to remind us because we abandoned him. The God that has the word that broke and destroyed Nigeria and every criminal in it. That same word is where we stand, knowing fully well, if you like, hit yourself on the head, on the wall, or anywhere. You cannot change the order of the world that made heaven and earth and everything in it put together. That's the word that shaped Mazi to be a stainless man, whiter than white, incorruptible. And that is the same word that has spoken to us. We saw the light, we saw the truth, and we live in marching on it day by day by his grace. And that word prohibits us from corrupting ourselves, from telling lies, from mixing ourselves like the mixed multitude, from joining ourselves to a horrible, devilish marriage or union. That word is the word that can only bring victory. And that's the word that Mazi, each time he comes up, after handing us over to the Almighty in prayer, he breaks this word like bread to the hungry, and the hungry are fed. That same word, we are following his step. And today it says, come out of them. Come out of them. That same voice crying from the heavens, crying from the wilderness, like John the Baptist, crying from the mouth of the prophet, the true prophets of God. Not these ones you see in the zoological setup. Those are not prophets. They are not even pastors. The only pastor you can trust and look onto is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why did I say so? Paul in the Bible said, follow my example as I follow Christ. Mazi says, follow what he's teaching because he got his message from Elohim. It didn't come on his own. And we saw it. We don't need anybody to come and tell us how. We are seeing it. It's a live video playing. So he now told us to come out from the zoo. He said, we have crossed the Rubicon. We have nothing to do with them anymore. Come out from among them and do not partake in their sin. You see the lot of sins that is in Nigeria, which they inherited from the foundation. Sin of killing, murdering, atrocities, abominable, name them, cheating. Nigeria breeds criminal, breeds corruption, breeds death, breeds sodomy. That's what it's meant for. The white people that created it, the British, Lugard, and their allies, their journalists, their writers, their politicians, those that are gaining from this confusion, they said it. They didn't make it for anything to thrive on well. Nigeria, zoological, Nigeria, whatever you call it, it's not meant for you as a God-created being. But if you insist in being there, it's up to you. Here says, come out of them. If you want your freedom, if you want to live life as God made you to, if you want to have your freedom as they are having their freedom, because God created all men equal and he provided everything that will make you live as well as them. And when they are, deceiving you and denying you of these necessities, then you know that they are your enemies. Very much so. And I have shown it to you severally. How many years now? More than 100 years. They have been showing you that you are animal, that you cannot defend yourself and you cannot challenge them. They have hoarded your food during lockdown. They have denied your name that you take other names. They have forced you into marriages that you don't mention. They have forced you into their mad religion that kills with force. They have denied you light. They have denied you work. They have denied you school. They have denied you every human right that God made freely for all men. Equal. They have also now taken your money. They want to starve you to death. In your farm, their demons call a headsman. Their cows are taking your things. So what are you saying there for? Come out of them. That's what that place says. Come out of them so that you will not partake in their destruction. Because God is about to show them what he did before. He's coming to show it again. The abominable things, the abomination that they have committed is beyond one to express. So now, when we say no more election, it's because Mazi said no more elections in Biafra land, signed and filmed. And Simon is following, saying no election in Biafra land. So follow him that follows God. Simon is following Mazi. Mazi is following God. But the DOS political solution is the Afonja's children, the Ifajuna's children, the Judas's breed, the Korah's group, the Cabals and the Chameleons. They are telling us, like I saw something he sent out, that they will not allow any politician that killed their people to take up another position. They would rather let it be another person that doesn't kill their people. While Mazi said no election, no Igbo man going out for anything election again. This Chinasa Nworu said that they can choose those who are doing well, but those who are not doing well should not go and do for their election. Can you imagine? Mazi is saying another thing, they are saying another thing. Mazi said no election. Simon says no election. Biafrans that are true Biafran are agreeing to no election to sit at home as it's coming up in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th of March for the useless senators and governors and politicians coming up. And Chinas are saying those that are killing Biafra, no politician that will kill Biafra will come up. So he still believes in political solution, in election in Biafra land. Mazi have said, curse be upon them. So Biafrans, let's end it this way. We are really short of time. Next week we continue. Read this very well at your home, meditate on it, and come out of everything Zoom. Stay at home this March that our spokesperson that Simon has said, and pray in your homes. Eat or whatever God provides you. Don't go out. Let their full be redeemable. Let them go out and meet what they want, because we know we have a lot of mixed multitudes. Thank you, Biafra. And God bless us until next week. Thank you.
God bless you really good. God bless you really good. All we are talking about is that we have good intention for our people. And political solution cannot bring us any benefits. Nazu nke ha zụrụ azụ akwụọla ụgwọ ya. Peter Obi ha zụrụ azụ, Soludo ha zụrụ azụ, gịnị ka ha zụpụtara? My Patricia, veteran, let us say bye to Biafrans. Next time we should continue. Say bye to Biafra. God bless you really good.